Good morning, everybody. It's Destry. Welcome back to my yard this morning. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having a great day. I am going to show you something today that I just recently learned, and it's really going to help me to have a better yield for my vegetable garden this year. So I'm very excited. It involves this, a little paintbrush. That's all it takes. And it takes waking up a little bit earlier in the mornings. So I'm out here in my yard. It's pretty early in the morning. The sun hasn't come all the way up yet. And I am out here with my squash and my pumpkins. So I've got zucchini, I've got some yellow squash, and all different kinds of pumpkins. And what I'm going to be doing is helping my pollinators out by taking a little paintbrush and getting in there to the male flowers and kind of pollinating, hand pollinating the female flowers. So here's the deal with these flowers, you guys. It's really interesting. They only open in the morning and they only open for one day. So the chances of a little honeybee or a pollinator coming and landing on the male flower, carrying that pollen to the female flower in one morning it's just amazing to me that it even happens at all, right? So I'm gonna help them out. I'm gonna help them out and try to get an earlier yield, like I said, and more fruit from my vegetable garden. So I'm going to take you along as I do this and kind of show you the differences between the male flowers, the female flowers, and how easy it is to go ahead and self-pollinate. So check it out. Okay, so here I am really up close here with one of my flowers, and I'm just going to show you what I'm aiming to do here. So I'm going to get in there with this paintbrush and get all around into this pollen. So hopefully you guys can see the pollen there on the end of my brush. And then I'm gonna look for a female flower. So I know that this one is a male flower. Let's see if I can show you. Because the stem here is just plain. Now a female flower will have more of a bulbous stem to it. So let's see if I can maybe find one of the female flowers. I believe this one's a female flower. So I'm just gonna get in here, sorry, I'm trying to video and do this, with my paintbrush, and I'm gonna deposit some of that pollen in there. And if you're not sure if it's a male or female, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and just try moving the pollen around a little bit. Let's see, now this one here, that is a female flower. So sometimes it'll look like it has fruit, but then all of a sudden that fruit will rot and drop off, and you're like, well, what happened? Well, what happened is it didn't get pollinated. So again, I'm gonna get in here with my little brush, try to grab some of that pollen, and just kind of, look for another flower to move it to. And with any luck, I can try to find a female flower. Now, another kind of interesting fact is that there actually will be more male flowers that open than female flowers. So you really have to look carefully. And like I said, the best time to do this is in the morning. So here is my pumpkin patch over here. So I'm gonna remove this pollen here. It probably wouldn't hurt, but I'm just gonna kind of dust it off here on my jeans and see what I can find for flowers here. So I'm pretty certain that is a male flower. So I'm gonna get in there with my paintbrush and try to kind of get some of that pollen. And this doesn't hurt the plant at all. And hopefully, especially with my pumpkins, I have all different kinds now. I have to go on a hunt here, see if I can find another flower. Okay, here we've got another flower. I'll have to check. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a female flower. So that's the other thing, is a little later in the season. It's pretty early in the season here in the Willamette Valley, and I'm zone 8B. A little later in the season, there will be more like female flowers that start to open, but especially right at the beginning of the season. Here comes Max. Hi, Max. Good morning. There will be more male flowers that open, right at the beginning. So paintbrush, a little bit of, coming out to the garden first thing in the morning and helping out those pollinators. Just a quick tour, since I'm showing you my vegetable beds here. On this side, we have, this is all potatoes. So it's kind of interesting the way the potatoes flower. And of course, with potatoes, you have to continue to monitor the bottoms down here. and make sure that the potatoes do not start poking out of the ground. And if they do, you need to mound more soil, because you don't want the potatoes sticking up out of the ground, because they will turn green and then they're not good to eat. They're borderline toxic. So you don't want to eat any green potatoes. You want to make sure they're covered with soil. So this is my main vegetable garden area, just to kind of give you a quick tour. I have some strawberries back here. This is pretty interesting. Check this out. This is carrots. And if you look down here at the bottom, you can see like that's a bulb of a carrot down there. But what I've actually done is I'm just letting them go to seed. So if you've never seen the top of a carrot plant before, it's really interesting when it starts to produce a ton actually of these seed pods. I don't need this many carrot seeds. I could probably go ahead and cut this back, but I just thought it was an interesting process to watch what would happen, you know, watching this plant go to seed. And I'm curious about plants, and so I wanted to see kind of how that would happen and hopefully collect some of those seeds. So now I'm going to pop back over to my other vegetable garden area. I'll give you a little tour of that, and then I will do some pollinating over there. Okay, here we are in my other vegetable garden area. I have 4 different kinds of tomatoes here. And then over here I have some more squash and zucchini. So I'm just gonna do the same thing and kind of look for some of these flowers that might be open. Now I still have some pollen on my brush, and so technically I could use that to kind of cross-pollinate some of these. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing any flowers quite yet that are open. Here's a really good example though of a female flower. So you can see you get excited about there being you know, a fruit there, but again, if that flower doesn't get pollinated, it will not produce. Here's another one that this flower will probably be open in a day or so. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on that one and make sure to get that pollinated when it opens. In this garden bed over here, I have some onions that are kind of tucked in there. And these again are potatoes. So this is a different variety of potatoes. So you can see they're flowering purple. They're absolutely beautiful. And they are doing really, really well. I found last year that my family ate so many potatoes and they tasted so much better than any store-bought potatoes I could have ever grown. Here's my raspberry bush there. That one is potted in a pot because I don't want raspberries all over the place. And then let me show you, kind of pan this way and show you my beans. So this is the trellising system that my husband and I have come up with for our snap peas and our peas mainly. And you can see we actually have these ropes that go all the way up to our roof line. Probably not, maybe not the best system, but you know what? It works for us. So this is where I grow my beans and my peas every year. And you can see I've got some babies. Oh, I've got some things to harvest here. I need to get out here with a bowl. It's always amazing to me how quickly the peas come on, and all of a sudden you've got a harvest. So if you're a new gardener and you have never tried growing peas or beans, I would highly recommend them. There's a really high success rate for that. Look at this, you guys. Gorgeous. Yum. I'm excited for these. These ones here you can see are a little different of a trellising system, but we found that what will happen is they'll get to the top and then they sort of flop over because a lot of times they just keep on growing. Down here at the bottom I have kind of a different variety here. These are more of a bush bean, so you can see the tendrils are slightly different, but they still are climbing. They're still going to climb. So I just provided some tomato cages. So this is my whole patch here on the side of my house. Again, if you have a small yard, just try to utilize all the space that you have. Really think about how you can make the most of the area that you have to grow what you would like to grow, whether that's fruit or vegetables. Over here, I wanted to show you this. I actually got this little cart on Amazon, and it's really, really convenient. What I was gonna do is put all my strawberries in here, because again, strawberries will spread, but I ended up making it sort of an herb garden. So I've got some different herbs in here. I've got some Greek oregano, I've got some Italian oregano, some lemon thyme, I've got a basil, and I've got some lemon balm and some caraway. And the caraway is actually blooming. It's really pretty. So I love this little area here. My son has been really interested in coming over and, you know, smelling all the herbs and tasting things. And then up here I have kind of my art wall here, because I am an artist, so I kind of like a little bit of yard art in my life. So anyway, this is just the side of our shed. So again, just to show you that even if you have a small space, was just a pretty narrow walkway. And then what we've done is just built that planter box to make it, you know, a little bit more narrow. You can still get the mower through there and walk through there, but look at all this planting space I have now for my vegetable garden. Guys, that's going to be it for me this morning. I hope that my little tip about helping out your pollinators, I hope that that's really helpful to you. Like I said, might be something you've never thought about, and just as a reminder, at least for me in my area, now's the time. Now's the time when all these beautiful flowers are opening, and it's time to get in there and help pollinate those fruits, because that's the point, right? That's the point of planting these vegetables, because we want to eat them. So check out this tip if you've never tried it. Go out in the morning, help those flowers out that one time that they bloom, and hopefully it will work and you'll get some more fruit out of your garden. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a subscribe and a like, and follow along with some of my other videos, and I would really appreciate that. I hope that you got a chance to get out into your yard today and enjoy being in your yard, because it's a fun place to be. Bye, guys.